What's up, Rollbitters? Welcome back. As you can tell from the title and thumbnail, we have a couple very special guests today that I'm super pumped. We got John Fromm from Adapt and Travis Stewart, Ambassador on Adapt. And guys, welcome to the show, I guess. Yeah.
Hey.
Dude, so I guess first off, Trav, as the Adapt Ambassador, can you just talk a little bit about that really quick?
Definitely. I'm basically the drug mule for the brand. So
Yeah.
I move everything back now. So the Adapt Ambassador role, you're kind of here to help represent the brand. You're helped push and drive everything forward. The additional responsibilities that I kind of carry is I do a lot of the social media management. I do a lot of the community outreach. And I'm also responsible for like helping out the team and helping out Peter and Olga. They're when you're hand building skates, you're pretty strapped for time. And that's become a noticeable thing over a couple of years. So I figured I could step in and help out, and we've been friends for a really long time. So just sort of organically worked out great.
Yeah. Actually, we're all Florida men here. Is that right? We're all Florida men.
Yeah,
It's true.
that's crazy.
Yeah, this is like a little bit of a Florida man reunion. Travis and I skated when I was like a little baby Grom in Jacksonville, Florida at Kona Skate Park, dude.
That's so wild.
Way back in the day. And then
I was showing him clips of you actually the other day. Just like stuff Mike McCarthy filmed of you in Gainesville. And like, dude, there was some sick stuff. Like that Cab Tremizu on the stadium rail, man. That's like wild, dude.
That was one of those where we're just lucky that we had a camera. You know those days where you just huck tricks and you're like, you don't even have a camera back in those days. But no,
I was just saying to him though, I'm like, I've been to Gainesville a lot to skate. Like there was a powwow there once, or like a pre-powwow, something like that. And I'm like, I had never seen that clip until like this year. And I'm like, why? I've lived in Florida my whole life, skating all the time. Like, how have I never seen that? And I'm like, I was blown away. It's so cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I just sort of stayed in the shadows a little bit. So all right. I just want to cover my bases. I know everyone's seen this gorgeous John Fromm Pro Brutale here, but I just want to pull it back up on screen, even if it's just for me to look at again. Dude, honestly, one of the best looking skates out there, period. And I'm not just saying that because you're my homie. I remember seeing it for the first time and I was blown away. So very, very gorgeous skate, man.
I mean, that was us too. Like we
were super grateful that the factory that makes the leather was like able to do white. It was like a long time coming. Yeah. And like Peter was like, he just called me one day and was like, "Hey, we got white." And I'm like, "What?" Like he's like, "We got the white nubuck."
Send it.
And I'm like, "All right, do it. Just do it. Like,
Dude,
don't even ask."
And I'm so juiced. This is one of the few like new era, skates. I feel like back in the day, it might have been more common, but you got your pro frame, your pro wheels, and your pro boot all together, bro. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
super grateful. That's another like just everyone, Peter, Law at 50/50, Bucket, Red Eye, like all of them are just like, whatever it takes to get that skate, we got you, John. And like, I'm really grateful for all three of them. And then obviously this guy right here who just like tossed everything else together, like, and made it, polished it off, just super grateful. Like I can't even describe like how like complicated it was, but then it worked out like super well. So
yeah. And dude, the promo StreamYard, so the software we're using sometimes gives me problems when I try to play YouTube videos. It bottlenecks it, but I'm gonna try to play in the background here.
That's okay.
So far so good. I'm gonna knock on my fake wooden table here. But I did want to talk really quickly because the skate was released pretty much right at the beginning of the year. Is that right?
Yeah, Winter Clash. Yeah,
Winter Clash. Right. Okay. Yeah. And then I did want to talk a little bit about, because I love talking, especially if you see like a trick that like stands out that you want to talk about, let me know. But I did want to just talk about the overall experience, because Trav, you filmed and edited, were the primary filmer editor on this.
Yeah, there's 2 clips in it that I didn't film, or 1 clip.
Okay, yeah.
It's the hard sole, top sole, right?
Oh, just Daniel's second angle. Yeah. So that like later on in the edit, there's like a 3 sole to switch top sole. Like that's probably like the most memorable story, because like we drove 3.5 hours just to get that one clip. Like we like, and also it was like it was probably like the biggest Grom moment of my life.
This one.
Yeah, this one. Because
Yeah.
we also met up with Farmer that day, and I skated Moore Park with
Right.
Chris Farmer.
There's Farmer right there. In the
So
shot.
like if you go on Farmer's Instagram account, there's like a clip where he like, I think he right foot true fish brains it. That
my
was
God.
the same day. So like we both like were working towards a trick, you know, at the same time. And that was like one of the most memorable experiences for me. Like just,
dude.
you know, looking up to Farmer my whole life and then, you know, getting to do this. So it's super
I mean,
cool.
that has to be a really, really, really special experience. You're skating for your first pro skate promo with Chris Farm. I mean, dude. And then you go lace this. This is I think these are the same rails. I always think about the like Steal This Video, the old Razors video. Are these the same ones that they did lines in and stuff?
Probably, yeah. It's like a super famous, you know, down rail spot. Like there used to be even better rails. Like there was ones like they go in like a line, like they go down and then to the side and then down again. Like people skate like 3 in a line, like Richard and Tyler Hester and all them. I don't know if you remember. And those are even lower than the rail I'm skating. And they got capped, unfortunately. But
lame.
There's still that one good one. And like, I really hope that rail lasts for a long time because it's probably like one of the best rails I've ever skated. Like it's pretty low and like it's got good run up, you know. So like it's one of those that still has lasted the test of time. You know, rails just get ice so easily all the time.
That's
so
true.
it's just crazy.
It's true. It's always sad. It's always sad.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I was just saying, like, we like that whole day was such a blur, that Moore Park day, because like we
went there,
and
you did the trick like 5th try.
Yeah, and then we kept skating with Farmer, and then we had to like wait in LA for like 2 hours because I was picking up my now wife at the airport because she was coming back from Mexico. So it was just like this all day extravaganza mission.
We went to like the crazy Tesla charging spot and like all this wild stuff.
Yeah.
But wild. Like we went to Moore Park and we thought it was going to be a bit of a mission. And he warmed up like, I don't know, you did like 3 tricks and then you just hard sold it out of nowhere. And you're like, let's go. And like bubbles out, we're on. And literally like you did one and you stuck and like somehow you did a Machio. I still have the clip. Like you just did like a forward Machio, which is wild. And then
like a 3 mock on that thing. Like
it was like 3 soul and his foot
came off.
Mocked it. Like and then he did hard soul, and then the next try was hard soul, top soul, and he came out just a little bit wrong, and we're like one more, and Daniel got up on that second angle and just like rinsed it.
Dude, we didn't even have to ask Daniel. Like shout out Daniel Scarano. Like he literally like he just got in the place and was like filmed it and he was like, oh hey, I got a second angle for you. And I'm like, what? Like and then also Chris Farmer is filming on my phone or his phone. So if you look on IG on the clip I posted, oh Jesus, what the hell?
Oh
it's like the effect thing on the Mac now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that, dude.
That's funny. The clip on IG that I posted, like Farmer filmed that. So that's another like geeked out moment of my life.
We went and did the back fast slide, which is like
right after
50 feet away from that. We did that like right after as well.
Yeah,
so
the back fast was like second trick. Was it?
Yeah. It's it's earlier in the shot. I'm sure that's been done on
right after the top soul.
I'm sure that's been done on that rail before, but I was like, I haven't done a fast slide in a while.
Right before it, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, all right there.
There it is. That's it.
Yeah, and that was solid.
That's a different rail than the one I did. Like it's a little bit steeper.
Oh,
but it's like right next to each other.
I got you.
This would be a good place to do a live stream. Like I know you film your like live stream street sessions. Like if you went there and filmed, that'd be really sick. Because like it's such an iconic place.
Moore Park has like a bunch of stuff that people have skated. So John mentioned the line rails. There's also that rail that goes like up flat and down really long. And there was a clip a long time ago. Like Quinn Feldman did like Disaster Hurricane Topsoul. Nija did some tricks on it in his like edit. So it's literally like a skate park, and for some reason it's not capped. There's those gap rails too.
Well, Hayden Ball in his last edit did soul to switch top, so there's these transfer rails. That was really sick.
It's deep, like it's northwest LA, and it's still, even from there, it's like another hour drive. So for us, it's 2+ to get to LA, and then depending on traffic, another hour and a half past that.
Right.
I got you. I got you. Was this pretty much all in Cali, or where was this mostly at?
It's all Southern California. There's
Got it.
Oh yeah, there's
Florida.
4 Florida clips. Yeah, that's Florida.
That was
yeah.
the second trick we filmed.
Yeah, we
Oh,
found
yeah.
that. We just found that driving around.
I got you.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
No,
That's the best.
the first
Florida.
clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
first clip
yeah.
we filmed.
That's like right across the street from the Buck, the Red Eye owner's house. So
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Super juiced on this edit, man. Just it seems like it doesn't seem like almost a year ago that this was. Oh man, I have to stop. I was watching this before the stream just to kind of revisit it. Dude, this is, I think you have convinced me that this is one of my favorite switch ups right here. And the fact you did it on this.
It's so sick. And it's like, it's safe, but then it's also sick enough where like, it's really hard, you know,
Right.
like, I don't know. It's safe for me. Usually that's the first time I've ever done it on a curve rail, but
yeah, dude,
I love that trick.
Textbook, bro. Textbook. Something about the switch up on the curved rail and the 3 out is just perfect.
We went there actually to skate the ledges behind that.
Oh, really?
And Travis is like, don't waste your time on these stupid ledges. Just do something on the rail. And I'm like,
yeah. No, that's dope.
That's kind of like how me and Travis film is like, I'm kind of obsessed with curve ledges
Oh, that spot was
because
cool.
we found that one too.
Yeah. So that up ledge.
Yeah, we randomly found that.
We were driving through LA and we found Daniel Scarano and
Oki
out filming.
Yeah.
Like LA is a huge place and no one rollerblades, and we're going down the road and we're like, those are fucking rollerblades.
Yeah, it was Hawkins and Daniel just like out skating. We didn't plan on meeting up with them and we saw them. So then we were like at this spot, just kind of watching Chris get this trick. And then across the street, I saw this up ledge and I'm like, oh shit. Like,
it looks butter.
It wasn't even an up ledge. It's like a little bit of a gap. There's like a, I don't know, 1.5 foot gap, and then you can go down it, but it's really low. And there's some weird stuff in the ground that you can trip on. And I was like hard sole. You know, we went through a couple trick ideas, but nothing really worked. And it was a little muddy.
Yeah.
And white skates don't work in mud.
Yeah.
So we were like, I don't know. And John's like, I think I can go up it. And I'm like, bullshit. And he went up it, and everybody in LA is like, how the fuck did you go up that?
Dude, let's go. And it wasn't even like you barely went up it. Like you had speed to roll away.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, that was honestly the hardest part, was like figuring the run up, because I had to go through that grate. And then once I figured that out, it was like, all right, I can make this. I have the speed to go up it.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Like that's like that from there. That's like about 1 foot or 2 gap to the, it doesn't look like it, but you have to go over that, and then it's a curb. So like that was like the hardest part. It's just like doing that cleanly so I could get the speed.
Dude, it's hilarious how street spots are like that sometimes. The hardest part of the spot is not the spot; it's the shit in the way.
I don't believe like all streets. Like there's a couple perfect street spots out there, but like I never judge a spot by a video part. Like I'm sure it's usually 10 times harder than what it looks like.
Well, dude, even like the Moore Park rail, like it looks perfect. It's super low. Everybody's done a million things on it, but what you don't see is you land in bricks and there's like a crack that your wheels can get in. And then in addition, if you land right-hand side, there's a ledge behind it where like if you stuck and went backwards, you could hit your head on the back of the ledge. Like there's like a couple things, like the rail's basically perfect with a caveat, you know? And that's
but everything else,
Yep.
No, that's what I've learned, bro. I've learned my lesson too many times, where you see it on the video and I'm going to go there and I'm going to do this, and this. Yeah. And you get there and you're like, what the fuck? Dude, I didn't know there was all this stuff in the way.
Yeah.
Or how tall it is or whatever.
Yeah. We found that a lot. Like we'll plan a day where we're like, we're going to go here and get this trick. And almost every time we do it, it fails, but we end up finding something better. And it's like, it's not even in our factor. Like we went to this spot the other day to get the ender and the new edit. And we got there and the whole school was capped, and it like had never been capped.
Like I'm working on a piece for Red Eye right now. And like, we went to this one rail, and it's like a famous rail in San Diego. And like, that was the first time with us that I went there and did exactly the trick I wanted to do. And like, Travis was just like, oh shit. Okay. So
what do we do now? Cool. It worked.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, I mean, some days are that way. Some days are literally war.
Like, I think it was Chad though that made that day work. Dude.
Yeah. But
yeah, we were with Chad Tannehill because he was working on his 50-50 promo with us. And like Chad like knows how to break the ice. Like he just goes up to a rail, falls, flips over it. And it's like, well, I guess I can't get hurt any worse than that. So, you know, I might as well just go after it.
Chad is no
Someday
stranger
this
to
will
slams, bro. God.
No, man.
Not at all.
Nope.
He was at the Carriers Open a couple days ago, and my man took a big slam on a transfer to the front.
Yeah, but he gets right back up and
Bro, he
laces
does.
it
He's
right
a tank.
after. Yeah,
bro,
it's
he's a
crazy.
tank.
Just a random tangent for Chad too. So if anybody is watching and you've seen Chad's edit, we filmed that edit in 6 days.
Yeah.
And in those 6 days, he dislocated his knee on this like rail. And it's this rail that's like out and then down. He did sold a top acid and came off early and ran it out. And as he was running out, his knee hyperextended and dislocated. And 2 weeks later, we went out and filmed the rest of his promo. Like, so shout out to Chad. Like, dude is a tank. And did it in between, like he works in the oil field on like platforms and like is a hardworking blue collar dude. Like, so shout out to Chad.
I love skating with him, dude.
He's so sick.
He literally will just be like, John, you're a bitch. And then like, just right to my face. Like, okay, all right.
You can tell. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just it gets you motivated because you're just like, fuck you, Chad. You know, like
no, I'm not. You don't say that. No, I actually talked with. I met him for the first time this last weekend and talked with him for like 30 or 45 minutes, just talking about blading and stuff. And like you can tell he has that like raw, hard. I don't know, hardcore, but like what you're saying, it fits. It's like you're a bitch, like just do it. And like he
grew up in Central California, and that's where like everybody was back then. You know, it was what's his name? The Razors guy.
Derek Henderson.
I wanted to say Damon, and I'm like, no, it's not Damon. But
who's this guy?
So Derek, like, he grew up with like all those dudes, and it was always like, you're a bitch, you can't do it. And you know, he got pushed hard. He was the young kid of the group, and he got pushed hard. And I mean, that's the way he likes to skate. He doesn't like to skate little dainty stuff. Like, he likes hard tricks and doing crazy stunts. And I'm way too old for that shit. John's too old for that shit. So more power to you, Chad.
I'm like,
yeah.
If I do a big trick, it's like I want it to be done in 3 tries. That's it. And then it's like I'm done. You know, like I'm good. I don't want to take falls, dude. I hate falling. Like I hate it.
Yeah. I don't blame you, bro. I do not blame you. Yeah, Chad doesn't seem to care that much about them.
No.
I do have a random question. Is that an upside down ketchup bottle on your bed?
No, that's actually my life accomplishment, Travis.
I'm sorry.
No, that's actually my life accomplishment. It happened this weekend. And what better place to talk about it than here? It's the Jumbo World Tournament. First place.
Yeah.
The best day of my life. Best day of my life.
I was talking to Cody about ideas for that contest. So it's sick that you won it. That's tight.
It was sick, literally and figuratively, because I had to go take a visit to the trees about 30 minutes after it was done and purge some dairy for myself.
Just so everybody knows too, that wasn't a prompted thing. That's been sitting in the background this whole time, and I've been wondering what the hell that is.
Yeah.
I was like, is that a flask? And then I couldn't tell.
Yeah, like the foreground or whatever. I almost like to keep it a mystery.
That's good.
Yeah. So people will ask about it, and I can brag about my first place world tournament. So okay, so actually Spook Wackadoo asked earlier, he's like, hey, so what's the deal with the handmade collection going away and stuff like that? And I know they put out a video, Adapt, Peter and Olga put out a video kind of explaining it. Some people were still a little bit confused. So Trav and John, do you mind just going through it super quick so we can understand what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely talk through it. Like this is my MO.
Yeah.
So the difference between the handmade collection and the masterpiece collection, we'll start with that. So the handmade collection is currently the GTO models. So anything with the leather skin on top of it, it's just a slightly different design skate he's pulling up right now. So these are what the handmade collection would be. The masterpieces are the ones that are like way more time invested. Peter's like hand making these. They take multiple weeks to create these.
Right.
So any one of these skates, it's a 4+ week process to create it. Whereas the leather skate is a little bit quicker, but still has some differences to it. And so the video they put out, it did have some confusing things to it, but mostly because it's nomenclature to the company and people who are like deep ingrained in the company. And clearly most rollerbladers are not. So the reality is that the leather skate's coming to an end. They're going in more with the masterpiece collection. There's some more stuff coming out for 2024 that we're working on currently, and it's like a lot more that's going to happen behind the scenes, but obviously it takes some time to get all that together. The big ask that keeps coming up is like, well, is Adapt done with aggressive skating? Like, absolutely not. Like, that's the whole thing, is like, we're not done. Like, we got a long way to go. Like, you know, there's more stuff coming, but they've invested really heavily into this skate for the last 12 years, and they've changed it from where it started to where it is today. And where they've reached is this plateau where the leather skate is almost a hindrance in some ways to the advancements that we can do with the next skate. And everyone who has put on the next skate is like, I can't go back to the leather skate. Sem won't go back. Deck won't go back. It's just a matter of time until we have them, and we won't go back. And that just seems to be the thing, is like, this next skate truly is an evolution. The responsiveness and what you can do with it is going to be happening. And so I see the question, all the pros transition.
We are going to transition to them over time. Yes.
So still a lot in the works, and there's still a lot that like hasn't been announced and sort of gone through. But
and to clarify, like, one thing, like, when you're skating the leather skates now, the new skates are a improvement, but there's still that exact Adapt feel. Like, you're not going to put on the Masterpiece skates and go, oh, these aren't even like Adapts. Like, you're still going to get that feeling you had with, you know, the normal Brutale or GTOs, but it's an improved fit. It's an improved responsiveness. In my opinion, like, the attention to detail that Peter's now put into the new skate is unreal. Like, I mean, his shop that he has now built, like, it's like an extension of where they live. It's incredible. Like, he really has taken his passion, like, to a whole new level. And, you know, it's just a lot of moving parts right now, just with logistics and figuring everything out. And so, like, I think that video just kind of confused people, but like, there is no, like, aggressive is 100% here to stay. The team, myself, Julian, Russell, Deck, Sem, we're all 100% on board. We're all excited for the future. So I just wanted to clarify this, because we've all gotten a lot of messages, like DMs from people. And I just like want to it's good to just reassure people, and the future's bright. And like, while they're getting everything set up, like, you know, there's a lot, you know, to look forward to.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, I'll deviate slightly too, just to go a little like deep dive into the carbon skates. So the leather skate and the carbon skate, they are a similar platform. They have a similar design to it. And the assumption is, like, a lot of people are very used to carbon fiber. You're used to this like rock hard object that's like super strong. You use it in automotive racing, or, you know, all kinds of different applications. But it's also, like, I hate the pun of this, but it can be a very adaptive material. And the way that the shell is designed on the Masterpieces and the way that they're designed in this skate are very similar. So the leather skate uses a Dialine with carbon prepreg shell. So the Dialine is a woven nylon, and it's acts similar to carbon, but has a little more flexibility and give to it, whereas carbon can be a little more rigid in certain directions. And it depends on the structure of the carbon, the way you lay it out, everything else. But the way that the new skate is designed is, it's not just a sheet of carbon and you call it a day. And so there's nothing in there. Like, what you can't see is the very bottom of the skate is 6 layers of carbon. And then it transitions to 5 as it goes up the side of the shell. And then it transitions to 2 as it nears the cuff, and then back into 3, and then back into 2 at the top. And it creates this flexibility that it's really hard to like understand. A lot of people complain, like, there's no articulating cuff. There's
no cuff thing is a big thing. Like, I don't know if you can pull up Sem's Super Veloce edit, but like, you can just see him, like, when he alley-oop topsoles like this ledge and jumps into a bowl. Like, you can see how he's flexing no problem, you know, on a topside trick. You know, that's just an example of, you know, oh, we need a cuff, and it's like, well, look at this.
Yeah. And I'm not going to toot Peter's horn here. Like, his background is building world-class ice skates for people. He knows what it takes to make a responsive product to do what you need to. And like, if you're an Olympian, you were basically getting skates through him at one point. That's kind of how it was.
Right.
And then now he makes rollerblades, and what he's made is phenomenal. And if you've skated Adapts in 2012 and then 2015 and then 2019 and then today, they've been changes and iterative changes along the way that have gotten us to this one. But This is like the current adapts are the first ones I've ever taken straight out of the box and been able to skate day one and had no problems with. Like it's pretty phenomenal.
So I'm looking this up on my phone. So it's the 2022 gold medalist in short track.
Okay.
That's the one that Peter made the skates. He was the part of making the skates for the guy who won, the Dutch champion who won the short track in I think it's 2022 Olympics or 20, I don't know exactly the year, but it's one of those years and he's part of that. So like that's where his like background's in, and like he has years and years in that before, you know, doing aggressive skates for 12 years and whatnot. So, and obviously he's a blader his whole life. So
yeah. So
that's just
Right.
kind of
anyways, back to the whole part of it. I'm not trying to steer away, but like back to the whole thing, and the inevitable question is like, why get rid of the leather skate? And from a guy who's building Olympic athletes equipment, he's telling us that the leather skate is a hindrance to his success moving forward. And I'm like, I kind of got to trust the guy. You know, he seems to know what he's doing. But there's a lot of good times that we've had on this skate.
Like during COVID, they realized logistically it was getting very difficult. Like they were making so many skates, like the most they'd ever made. And like just, you know, the leather, the pieces for the skate, wrapping it, you know, around the carbon fiber, it's so toiling for them. And like I've seen comments like, oh, hire more people, you know, but it's not always that simple. Like the process of getting that leather around the carbon fiber shell is like, it needs to be done by someone who is a master at their craft. Like it can't just be like some guy in a factory. It doesn't work that way. Like if you look at a Brutale, like it doesn't have like, there's nuances where the carbon wraps and where it goes and everything. It's not just like, just put this on a boot. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's kind of the thing is they were working on this new skate, and originally it was like kind of just a project, you know, they were toying around, you know, Peter, I think he had those, like,
I saw the samples in
2017, he started kind of working on them. And then like this year he finally like really mastered making them at I'm not saying a mass scale, but at a scale where like he can make a significant amount in a short period of time. And, you know, he was able to do more. And I think that process is only going to evolve over time as he gets better at it and figures out more ways to use materials, etc.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also like the last part I'll throw in, like I chatted with them this morning, and we catch up like once every, you know, few days or once a week or something like that. And I chatted with them this morning just about this interview and some of the stuff going on. And like, of course, like, it's unfortunate. We're all bummed to see the leather skate go away. John and I love it a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we like about it, but we know that the next thing is a true evolution. And the one thing I was explaining to Peter, like Peter's very deep into super bikes and he's super into like hypercars, Formula One. Like there's a passion that comes with doing something that you love. And when you lose the way of that, it's hard. And like every one of you who's on this call right now, like, you know what you love in skating, whether it's skating a P-rail or skating a ledge or the joy of just doing a 540 over a box. Like there's something about it you love. And when you get forced into something that you don't love anymore, you start to hate the thing that you're doing. And it's sometimes you can adapt to it. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't really overcome it. And it reached this point where like they started to not love what they were doing anymore. And they went back to what they love. They build boutique one-off, you know, kind of design skates. And that's what Adapt's been for a long time. And that's truly where their focus and their passion is. And that's what matters to them. So I'm not going to knock anybody for doing that. Like I love to skate park and stupid P boxes. And that's my favorite, you know, jam. And
I love curb ledges.
There you go. So,
yeah. I'll skate a curb ledge all day.
So do what you love and like, you know, don't judge them for anything less than that. But at the same time, like what's coming next is exciting. And, you know, everybody on the team, myself included, like we're super stoked for what 2024 is going to hold and like where this goes. And the reality is like they released a skate that is unbelievable. Like that SEM Super Veloce skate, when it came out, it's all anyone could talk about. And yeah, it's fucking expensive. Sorry. Like I think the best comment I saw was like, tell me you're broke without telling me you're broke or something like that.
Bro, J-Ball, I said that for weeks.
But I mean,
J-Ball was like, if you broke, he's said something. I saw J-Ball, he was like, if you broke, just say it. And I said that for weeks, bro.
Julian's amazing. But I mean, they're
so I actually finally met
I
Julian.
believe the plan. I can't obviously I can't say too much, but they are trying to improve price. You know, that's definitely on their mind. Like it's again, it's logistics. It all comes down to logistics with all this when you're using high end parts. And I mean, everyone I think on this watching this can understand that. Like, you know, you don't wanna, you know, make your quality diminish. You want it to be amazing. So that's always, you know, you have to work on that over time.
Yeah.
I should have mentioned this while we were backstage, and I always forget this, but if you want to see the public chat, you can see somewhere on the interface, it'll say like chat, and you can toggle it to public chat.
Dude, I've never done a live interview on YouTube, so I have no idea.
MBD, bro, let's go.
I'm in full screen, so I don't know. I'm in full screen, so I guess here's the thing.
I do see the comments come in. Like I'll see a random one.
Yeah, if I highlight a comment, it's all good.
Oh, you're highlighting that. Okay.
So if anybody out there does have questions, throw them in the chat.
Travis, we are in the internet. Oh my God. This guy has like 100,000 subscribers. Like we are in the internet. Is that what you hit 100,000 or 10,000? I'm sorry if it was
10K. I wish it was 100K. I'd be like Ricardo. I'd be right on Ricardo's heels. 10K. 10K. About 2 years
now.
No, you get. I think you do for 100K. I think.
All right.
Yeah, you
need
do
to have
for
a plaque party. Like when you hit 100K, you need to have a plaque party. Like you just have it like, you know, up there.
Be a little while.
Come and admire it. You know.
Yeah. Well, I was talking with Ricardo the other day, and he has his beautiful little background, and it has his plaque right there on the wall.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm over here with my jumbo trophy right here on my bed. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
I was going to say before we dove away, if anybody out there has questions, throw them in the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
You're welcome to grab ones and bring them up.
We're happy to answer anything.
We looked, I can't see it. So I don't know.
Yeah. We're bad with technology. Well, I'm bad with technology.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Spook Wackadoo asked earlier, because I think you already kind of addressed this as you were mentioning it, but he asked plastic adapt when?
Oh, never.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The closest
they have no intention of getting into plastic. Like that's a a different market. That's them skates, Mesmer, razors, that's their market. Adapt has no intention of being in that market. Their focus is carbon fiber. That's what they like.
Sure.
Well, John shares Oreos with you.
Never.
So Adapt had a complete dialing shell in 2020 as well with the vegan outer, and that was the Rivale, and we skated the Rivale, and the combination of the dialing and the vegan leather, like it lost responsiveness so fast, and it just kind of like became mush. Some people really dig it, but at the end of the day, the Adapt skate isn't necessarily for everyone. Even the new one, it's not for everyone. Like that's the whole thing. We're not going after the mass market. Like that's them skates, that's Razors, that's all the other guys. And there's a lot. Like, dude, I love the Razor SL. I think it's a great skate. I know a lot of people love the 909 and the 908.
Man.
The Sways, like there's
Michael Witzman.
There's a lot of
that's
good
a great
skates
skate
on the market, but Adapts are kind of specialized. So no plastics.
Yeah. Sure. It'd be like it's Ferrari's not going to start making mass market vehicles.
Well, I mean, they did make an SUV, but
oh, did they? Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's only $400,000. We can get that.
Was there One team in charge of that? Making bad decisions.
Okay. I meant to lead off with this, but stay tuned to the end. This, YouTube, like, smash, subscribe, share, comment. But stay tuned to the end because the title is not clickbait. We do have an announcement. We have some really exciting stuff to watch. And
by the way, this isn't a painting. By the way, this is our background. We're actually
got it. So the fireworks were real inside the room earlier.
They were real. Yep.
Are you
guys okay? Is everything cool? No burns, right? From the fireworks? Okay.
Yeah, we're a couple burns, but we're all right.
Yeah. How did you guys originally link up? What's the genesis of your friendship here? YouTube.
I was at a contest and he was being a little bitch, and I had we were at Powwow at 2013 maybe. And they had just premiered, I think it was Feel Good Feel. They did the video premiere in there.
Oh yeah, right,
and I was coming into the building and he was coming out, and I caught him on the way out, and I was like, "Hey, that section was really sick." I had never really seen him skate before, and I always try and tap people who I think are super dope and like are just doing cool things in skating. And so I caught him up real quick and I was like, I hope you go places, like you're super sick, whatever. And then we just like, we kept crossing paths all the time. And we ended up like just kind of becoming friends at contests. And then one day he hit me up and he's like, we're going to go on this trip to Asia. You want to go? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was before that though. Like, so I had gotten
oh, that's right.
I got a job out here in San Diego. So I moved out here, and my job was like, I traveled a lot, like around the West Coast, and I would always make it up to Portland. And so like the first time I went to Portland, I'm like, who do I know in Portland? I was like, oh, Travis. And like this man like drove to my hotel, picked me up in his Audi, and like drove me to the Trusty Bowl, and we skated this like private indoor bowl for like 2 hours. So
Sick.
that's kind of like really how we like started becoming like good friends. And then yeah, we just kept in touch every time I'd come to Portland. And then yeah, he came on this Jet Lag Disciples Hong Kong thing, and then we did South Africa. And then like life kind of got like, we went our separate ways for a little bit. I don't know, just life happened. And then like I see him at Blading Cup this was last year or year before?
Probably a year before.
Yeah, so like 2021. And he's like, oh, I just moved to Long Beach. And I'm like, what? Like, and so then we just started like skating and filming more. And yeah, that just like, and then what, a year ago, you're like, yeah, I'm going to move to San Diego. He's like, way nicer than Long Beach. Yeah. Sorry, people, if you're from Long Beach. Like, I mean, Long Beach is beautiful, but yeah,
it doesn't have this view.
Like, San Diego is really nice.
Yeah, San Diego is fantastic, dude. I've been there a couple times, and out at Otay Lake, where the skydive place is out there.
Okay.
That's where I actually learned. That's where I actually learned how to skydive in the military.
Nice. Do you know? You ever met Gino Gotelli?
Yeah, he was at the Carriers. He was at Carriers.
If you run into him again, ask him about his skydiving experience. He went skydiving out in Otay.
Really?
But like his wife like surprised him on his birthday. So like he wasn't like mentally prepared, you know?
Right.
So like it really freaked him out. So it's a good story if you got a few minutes with him.
I'll definitely have to ask him. I wish I would have asked him this weekend.
Yeah.
Man, okay, dude. I don't know. I don't even know how to formulate this question very effectively, but so I'm just gonna vomit it. But dude, having your 3 signature pro products all put together, I mean, after skating, how long have you been skating? 20?
Long time. So since 2001. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 22 years. Yeah.
So after all those years, you have all of your products on one skate. Like, a goofy question, but how does that feel?
It's like I no words, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy. Like I was telling my wife the other day, I'm like, I literally used to like read, Daily Breads and just like see all the products and everything, and like just kind of like dream about getting, maybe a wheel or like, something like that. And then like to see kind of this all happen, in real time was pretty it was wild, because when Peter and Olga like asked me about the skate, like if I wanted to have a pro skate, I was honored and stoked. But like I just assumed the boot, like, they have their frames, they have their wheels, and like I assumed like it was gonna be with symmetrics and boot only and all that. And I understood that, like I know how companies work, I rode for Razors for 10 years. Like they're the same way. They want ground control frames and whatever wheels are on Razors now, I don't know. But, I understand the business side of that. But like Peter was like, no, you're getting a true pro skate. He's like, I want you to have your own, like a 50-50 frame and a red eye wheel. The wheels worked well because we were already coming out with a new line. So like Buck, he was kind of smart. He poured all the wheels, and then like the November before Winter Clash, he released like 4 of them. I think you'll remember we like released Farmers and Mike's and a couple others. And then we waited to release the other 4 at Winter Clash. So that coincided with the Pro Skate release. Yep. And the last part was the frame. And like, I even told Law, I was like, I know, like, I had gotten a prime frame like a year and a half ago. And I was like, I know, like, I'm kind of not really on the radar right now because I just got a frame, you know, and like Yandi was just getting his pro frame, and like, you know, he does it right, you know, like he wants to give everyone their, you know, their time. But he was like, no, you're getting a frame for this skate. Like, I'm not. He's like, you deserve it. So like, shout outs to him. Like he really like made it happen, and he was hyped to make it happen. And so like, and everyone was. So like, I can't, like I said earlier in the chat, like I can't thank them enough. Like it all goes to like them and their support, because like they were just like, there was not even a shred of doubt in anything. It was, no, you're getting it. No, you're getting it. So
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. You just love to see people getting taken care of. Good people like you getting taken care of, man.
You know, I think a lot of people like in skating right now, I see it, you know, obviously we should get paid more, blah, blah, blah. You know, we need to make this as a living. But like, I think the first thing that needs to happen is that the companies need to take care of their riders to the best of their ability. And like Lawrence, Buck, Peter, and Olga, they all do that. I see Billy does that with Mesmer. You know, I see like, it's hard for me to grasp. USD seems to be doing a good job, you know, with it. And so like, that's kind of where it needs to start, you know, is companies like that. And I'm not saying that like they need to be all giving us paychecks. Like, I understand it's a business. There's only a certain market that they can sell to. We're only selling certain quantities because we're a segment of rollerblading. Aggressive is a segment. But I mean, it starts with things like what Law, Buck, you know, and Peter and Olga did for me. It's like, no, we want to see your dream be a reality. And like, those are the things that matter to me. Like, of course, I'd love to be getting a full paycheck and be able to go and, you know, not have to work my day job at the same time. But, you know, that's life. And I think you can sit and dwell on that all day, but you can just kind of get out there and just do what you can, and things start to get better and will for the industry. Like I saw the other day, Nils is like getting like his full, you know, everything he makes is off skating, and he does a lot of paid partnerships with Instagram. He posted something about that, about like he does paid partnerships with companies on his Instagram. So like, that's good. Like, and that's where he's another one. He's supported by good companies, Rossi's, Head and Skate, etc. Like, it starts with that. Where I feel like we get kind of awry is when you ride for companies that just kind of keep you on a team, and then they really don't do much with you besides give you free skates, and you're like a pro for that brand. Like, in my opinion, what's the point, you know, in doing that? You might as well just say, hey, you know, like, you know, here's some skates, but we're not doing like a pro thing, you know, we're just going to give you skates and you be our representative. But like, I love that the brands right now that do have pro riders, for the most part, the ones I see like are doing a great job, you know, like I said, Mesmer, USD, Adapt, 50/50, Chroma, you know, those are just some examples. Red Eye, you know, I don't have a stake in Red Eye, but I help Buck with the social media, and like I help him with the branding and everything. And like, when Buck started the brand, he's like, I want to be the first wheel sponsor to fully pay my riders and pay them the royalties for what they deserve. So like, that resonated a lot with me. So I know I kind of went on a tangent there.
No, bro, that was a great tangent. That was a good tangent.
We are finished with the piece. We finished filming it. Right now, Travis has to like edit it, but unfortunately, like, his girlfriend's moving in with him, so he's got a lot of things going on. I'm about to go on my honeymoon, so we're hoping that'll drop into early December. Yeah. But like, I don't have a timeline on it yet, you know. But it's done filming. We're done filming it.
Yeah,
sick.
I'm gonna go back to what John was saying too, and you know, talking about like everybody taking care of their riders to the best of their abilities. There's another piece of it, and this might be a hot take and offend some people. Like, I think it's the professional skater's responsibility too to try and help drive up people into skating. Like, it's one of the biggest challenges that we have as an industry is we don't really get new youth and new people coming in, and we have a lot of pros who just I don't know, they're hard to approach, and some of their demeanor is just kind of like negative, or they want to just, create this like weird clicky culture, and it's not really good. Like, you want to be welcoming, you want to invite people in. Like when we did Blader Union, it was a big part of the mission was to like try and bring people into skating. And as a professional, I feel like it's your responsibility. Not everybody's going to fit that mold. Some people just want to skate and like skate. There's some people who can just do that. But if you're out there and you're interfacing and you're mad that your brand can't give you more, can't do more, it's also your responsibility to step up to the plate and make that a better situation.
Who's the one we always talk about?
Dre
Powell.
Dre Powell.
Dre Powell is the best example of a professional skater. Like
dude was always high out of his mind, like at all times, but he was the first person out of the van. He was the first person with his skates on. He met every person and remembered their names. He'd be the last person in the van. He'd MC any event he went to. Like Dre was one of the best professionals we ever had. All around professionals like Brian Aragon, he'd do the same thing, but maybe a little more introverted. Like I know Haffy is a super big introvert, and even like I'm friends with him, but talking to him is like sometimes challenging. He just like sits in the corner
but Haffy loves to skate with everyone. That's one thing I noticed about him when I was growing up, like just going to events with him. He loves skating with everyone.
It's just like
I remember Dre just taught me, just because being on Razors with him, I was flow and then am and pro. But like when I was flow amish, whatever, around that time when we were filming like Children of the Future, he's like, the best thing you can do at an event is make an impact off the skates. And I'm like, whoa, that's pretty deep. Like, I mean, obviously, like you make an impact on your skates. Like anyone could, not anyone, but like there's always guys who do that. Like hell, Julian Coudeau just made a huge impact in the Carriers comp. He destroyed it. But like his thing was saying, like, if you can make an impact off the skates, they'll remember you forever. And like, not just that contest. Yeah. So that was pretty eye-opening. Like Dre's a really smart guy. I see him from time to time. I don't see him as much, but when I do see him, it's always great. So like he taught me that at a young age. And like, I think that resonates pretty far. Like that's a good like lesson.
He's one of my favorite people I've ever had the ability to meet in skating. And he's one of the only people, like I have his first pro skate brand new in a box.
Oh yeah, you
in
do.
My closet.
Yeah, you do have it. Yeah.
I love that dude. And every chance I get to see him, like I'm stoked to see him. And honestly, like this guy right here, like I know he's a close friend of mine, but he's also one of the best professionals that we have in skating. Like you can complain in a million different ways of maybe he's not as good as Aragon. Maybe he's not as crazy as this. Like there's a million ways you could split hairs and try and make things, but there's a level of professionalism that comes with some people. And like Demetrius George is one of the most wild people I've ever seen on skates. But like, does anybody ever like hang out with him and he's just like kicks it at the skate park with people? Like, I don't really see that all that often. And that's not a knock towards him. That's just not his MO. But like this guy right here is like, he goes to countries with his skates and people still to this day DM him and like, oh man, you remember when you were here? It'd be so sick if you come back. Or they send him messages and they're like, come to my country. Like, I'll give you anything. Like, it'd be so cool to have you. Like when he was on Razors, people reached out and made him go to Colombia. Like, it's just like, that's how it is. Like that's what you can do as a pro in this industry is you can create the next generation of skaters. And what we have a lot of right now is pros who don't want to do that, or people who are representatives of brands who don't want to do that. And they kind of want to create this like self-image, and it's unfortunate. And we're creating this walled gate around rollerblading where no one wants to come in. We all love what we do. Spread the love with someone else, like make more people come and skate. Yeah. And if you're complaining that it's not good enough in rollerblading, do something.
You're doing a good segue into kind of what Peter and Olga are doing with the Let's Skate. Like that whole like Stefan.
The Republic of Ohio.
Of course he would stop me in my tracks. Yes, Stefan, we will come to Ohio soon. And I'm not trying to just keep, pushing towards adapt, but like they do this Let's Skate series, and all it's about is just going out and skating with people, in their town. It's just having fun, on their GTOs or their super legeras, whatever it is. And like, more of that. I think it's, I'm not just shamelessly plugging like you and there's this other guy I watch, like you guys just like to do your videos and go out and skate. And like, I have a high immense of respect for that. Like it just gets people motivated. Like it's just, you don't care you know, what you're going to do, or like if there's an intention, you just want to get out on skates. Like I was showing him you were skating that square down rail the other day. And I'm just like, I wouldn't go to that rail and just topsoil it like by myself. Like I'd be like, Travis, get the camera. Like, you know what I mean? Like it, you know, that's cool that you do that. And it's like, I know, you know, you have this channel and all that stuff. That's part of it, but it's like, it just gets people motivated. That other guy, I think you do a lot of videos with him, Tree. Like
he's on the call.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That dude, like, he just does crazy shit and like just gets people on skates. Like,
yeah. I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to, but I just wanted to highlight his comment. But yeah, no, Tree is an inspiration. And I know for a fact he's inspired countless people.
Yeah. And just more of that. Like more of that is like really good in skating. Like in my opinion, I wouldn't. Philip says soul skaters. I mean, yeah, that's true. I'm saying you can be sponsored and do this. I think it's great when I see this. You know, CJ did like a thing where he did like it's Do the Thing diaries, and it's just like him having fun, traveling, skating. You know, just him doing his thing. You know, and like that, like more of that is great, and I love it. I love all of it. Like I try to stay on top of content. It's hard at times. Yeah, Trees is his dude's favorite skater. Yeah, see, I don't know how that guy bends his like feet the way he does, man. Is he a cyborg?
He's triple jointed.
Triple jointed. All right. Like,
I don't want to kind of cut you off there or anything, but
no, you're fine.
We're at 51 minutes in, and I know you don't have the whole day.
We still have time.
I am going on my honeymoon tonight, so I have some things to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did want to sort of segue, if it's okay with you guys, into sort of the big announcement that we've all been waiting for.
Kind of big announcement. So yeah.
Do we want to show the other thing first and then?
It's up to you guys.
We should do this and then show it.
It's yours.
Yeah. So I think Adapt already kind of announced it on the announcement, you know. But this thing right here is the John Fromm 2 skate.
I'm gonna full screen for just a second.
Yeah, for sure. So it's all black with mint highlights. This is inspired by I really like Formula One, and Mercedes is my team, and this is the same color as the Mercedes team. They use black and mint, or like a teal mint.
Beautiful.
And so this is where it was inspired by, and honestly, it was my original pro skate was actually this is what it was going to be until the white idea came, and then this transpired, and I'm super hyped how it turned out. We only got like a few days to film the promo, like 2 to 3 days. So it's short, but it was awesome to skate in them. And like, I'm going to be skating them for months now. It's going to be sick. I'm super hyped. So yeah, that's how they look. And then if you want to see they're a little beat up, but these are like the true pro skate. Still has the red eye wheels and the 50/50 frames. So they're available like this as well. Also with red eye anti-rockers too. Just wanted to put a segue in there. But I'll leave that. Like I'll leave this here in the middle.
Perfect.
So people can see it.
Dude, juiced. It looks clean, simple, but like I love the little pops of color. I love when it's chill and then little pops of color like that. Yeah.
Right. I wanted a black skate, like ultimately, like who doesn't love a black skate? Everyone loves them. But I wanted it to like, how am I gonna stand out? And like with Peter and Olga like coming up with this new design, like it kind of gave us like a lot of creative freedom where we could do any color here. Like they kind of have this like color wheel, and she's like, hey, this is the Mercedes Mint, and I'm like, what? And we just went with that. So it really worked, and then they were able to like even match on the stitching. Like that was a big part of it as well, like to make sure we could match the stitching, with the back. So, and
they still have the little palm tree 3D printed into the bolt protectors. Like it's very much the same skate that it was previously, like same shape, same design.
And we're gonna, and us too, well, mainly Travis, will have stock in the US. So of pretty much one of every, you know, of every size. So like if anyone in the US wants them with like, you know, no shipping times, because it'll be shipped ASAP, we'll have them. They're 450, right?
No, that's euro.
So 450 euros.
It's
Sorry,
like converted.
sorry.
So I think they're 550, something like that after conversion.
Euros that much? What is going on in the world?
Don't quote me on the price.
I'm looking that up because I'm like the euros that week.
I think they're 490 boot only.
Okay.
490 euro. So
489. 489 is the conversion. So 490, yeah. 490 US, yeah.
So yeah, they're oh, Sean, congrats.
Royalties. What type of? Oh, I get royalties off of every skate. So it depends just on how many are sold, but it's a nice chunk. I can't go too deep into that because I haven't had clearance from Peter and Olga to say that, but it's a good chunk.
It's better than any company I've seen publicly say a number.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
So sound like so.
Yeah.
And thank you, Sean, for the 10 months, man. I appreciate the support.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, anything else we need to talk about before we look at the special thing?
Should we talk that like
drugs?
Let's
talk about drugs.
we had like, I just want to give a shout out to this guy. Like he had like 4 days to make this. Like from the time like we got the skates last week, and then the whole goal was to release them today. Like we literally had 4 days. So like I had to go and skate 2 of the days. So he had to go out with my ass and film me, and then he had to edit it. And man, he edited it so well. And like the editing is what is good for me. So if you want to show it, you're
this is the world premiere of the edit.
World
it'll be up later on today, but we're giving Ben here the exclusive on it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to.
Good luck, everybody else.
We're gonna play it music and all
right.
Because why not, man? Why not? All right, let's get it. Here we go. John Fromm 2 Pro Skate. Let's get it.
Oh, it's choppy.
It's a little choppy. Where's the music?
I don't know. Is it muted, Ben? Ben, I think only you can hear it.
Oh, can no one else hear the?
I can't hear it. Yeah, I don't know if anyone.
Can you guys in chat hear the audio or hear the music on the video or no? Let me double check my settings real quick.
Please wait until the release to give your final thought.
Yeah, sorry. 1 second. Let me just double check.
Oh, you're good, man.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't use this interface super often, but
no worries. I think
as long as we gave you this exclusive, I'm stoked. You know, like you're the first one to see it. So or anyone on this video who's seen it, they're the first to see it. So
yeah, if it ends up being choppy for anyone too, it goes live in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe start it back from the beginning too.
Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. Yeah. Let me know in chat. If you guys are cool with it, are you cool with just letting it run even if we can't hear the music, or do you want to just cut it off? It's up to you.
Yeah, you're good to go.
It matches the song, but yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I restarted it, so hopefully we
can
hear it.
Send it.
Just send it. Yeah. You're gonna be like, is it working?
Yeah, bro.
Double ramp on that one.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Thanks,
Yes,
man.
sir. Let's go, dude.
Short and sweet and to the point, you know.
Yeah, dude, but it
Yeah.
was great. Got some awesome bangers in there, and that was super fun. And the
Thanks,
end,
man.
bro. Trav, do you film or who films those outro of just the boot? Yeah, dude, those look good, bro.
Yeah, dude. He showed it to me last night, like a render, and I was like, "You're good. Like just go." And he's like, "Well," he's like, "You sure you don't have any?" Like, it's good. We're done.
Yeah.
Like go
Send
take
it.
a break. Yeah.
Yeah, I have like a
Dude.
product light box that I have, and I set up a black background for it, and set up the camera, and like it just came out so good, even to the point where like we have the product shots coming out for it that are going up on the website. And I was like, can we replace it with a black background, but it doesn't match all the other products?
Like, sorry. Nah,
Yeah.
it looks that was hype, dude. Short, sweet, good tricks, badass filming and editing. I love it, dude. You gotta love it.
So
You gotta love it.
the fun part about it, and I actually had this idea from day one with that song. So that song is 2 pieces and it's 2 different tracks.
Yeah.
And from day one, the plan was always the first skate was going to be the first track, and then it was going to transition to the next track and have that kind of continue on. And so
Yeah.
we had some shots lined up like in the beginning that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But in the end, like we went and got a couple more things sorted. And
The
came out
funny
good.
part was like how many of the spots we went to this weekend that like were gone. Like,
yeah,
I went to 4 spots that I like, and one of them it's the same place as the last spot. It's like this ledge, and then it's like you gap over like this big 4 set. I negative Macchio'd it in I think it's my 50/50 prime promo, but I wanted to do a trick on that, and we went there and they capped the whole school.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
yeah.
I'm calling people, like I'm telling like San Diego friends, I'm like, dude, they capped it. They capped Southwestern, and everyone's like, no, fuck you, John. Like you're just trying to not get us to go there. I'm like, no, it's all fucking gone. Like it's all gone.
They even capped like the stairs.
Yeah.
There's like a 12 stair gap, but they capped the middle of the stairs like that you walk up. I'm like, no one can even grind this.
Yeah,
what are you people doing?
unreal,
It was wild.
It's always hilarious to see what they will cap when they don't know anything about skating, you know. It's like, why are you capping this random a little object? I mean, I guess Tree Rudolph would probably be, you know, I don't know, he would just grind right over the caps anyways.
Yeah, he probably could do this spot without
the school
with the caps.
The school is like a BMX heavy spot too. There's a lot of really good BMXers here in San Diego.
All the best BMX pros live here,
and all the spots that are uncapped are still like BMX rideable.
Yeah,
and I'm like, come on, guys! Like you killed all the good stuff.
Yeah. No, it's they're definitely hard on stuff.
Better than the leaks and IG posts. What leak?
What leak? Oh,
I think he's just saying in general. I think
maybe. Remember the first skate?
Like, they didn't leak.
Remember the first skate got leaked because Olga didn't set the website right. Yeah. She just like she was doing so much work like around Winter Clash. Like, I mean, dude, Olga is the workhorse. Like Peter's the mad scientist, but shout out Olga. She does everything, you know, business wise, site wise, everything. And like she was working on getting it all like, you know, set up. And I think she accidentally hit the site live. And so like I woke up the day of Winter Clash and like my skate was already posted, and I'm like, yeah.
And we had the skate for like 6 months,
and no one leaked. Nothing happened.
No one had a photo of it. Nothing.
We were skating in secret all the time. I'll be honest, like some of the San Diego guys are kind of mad at me for a couple months because I was just a ghost. Like,
invisible. Yeah.
But I had to do what I had to do, you know. So
it's true, man. It's true. You know. Because that's the thing, man. It's like the inevitable leak. Someone accidentally films it, or this, that, and the other. And,
right. But now I'm hyped because now I can skate with everyone. I don't have to be a ghost anymore. I can skate.
That's until we get the new carbon one.
Oh nah, that's a while out, dude. Like I told him, I was like, dude, you're free, man. You don't have to like do anything. And he's like, thank God.
And then I'm like, wait, I still have the red eye promo to make. I still have other stuff. Like the fun never ends. Like we finished the clips on Sunday, and he's like, let's go get some food. And then he was like, you're free. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I still have so much to go.
Yeah.
We have this like meme in our group chats, and it's like I took this like random photo of Travis in Europe, and he's just like sitting on the couch like this, like, oh, there's Merlin.
What's up, buddy?
That's the most important dude right there.
Merlin.
Shout out, Merlin.
But he's just like sitting on the couch, like kind of looks depressed, and I just snapped a photo of him, and the meme says like another day of filming Fromm, and like it's just like every weekend in the group chat, it'll get posted like, here we go, like.
Yeah. Was there is this going to be the last leather
Yes,
pro skate?
this is the last leather pro skate. Yes.
Yeah. Was there any other, like, I know you guys are still tuning in from chat. Was there anything else you guys wanted to know since you got both of us here? Like, throw it in the chat.
We could do a quick, like, 5 to 10 minute Q&A, while people chime in questions. Happy to answer anything.
Yeah. Definitely throw questions in the chat here. I know someone asked earlier. I think it was Spook Wackadoo or Blade Till Dead. But basically, they were asking about the longer term durability with the with the Masterpiece collection type skate.
Oh yeah. I can talk a lot about that. So the Masterpieces are super sick. Here, let me grab my pair real quick. They're super sick because like they're full carbon, obviously, and then they're covered in a lacquer on top of it. And so even if you screw up the skate, it's pretty hard to gouge the lacquer down to the carbon, but all of it can be stripped back and then redone again.
Yeah.
So you can take these and like redo them over and over. And because they're carbon fiber, they almost don't lose any like flexibility or any like stiffness. And so you're going to buy a shell and that shell is going to last you such a long time. Like these are great too. The problems with these are the soft stuff wears out over an amount of time. So your padding will eventually blow through. You'll eventually tear out liners, but like it's a lot better than a lot of the liners and stuff you get from China. But like the leathers themselves are super strong, super durable. These, like we kind of had questions when Sam first came to America of like, okay, what are they going to do? And we had to be a little careful. And then by the end of the 2 weeks, like he was just thrashing on them. And he's still on those same skates today, and they look as good as they were. And like, you just strip off the lacquer, throw new lacquer on it. All your
he was
stuff
skating
goes away.
that like one, I don't know, it was like some bank spot, and he was like sliding out and like sliding on his skates, and like there wasn't like, I mean, there's like a couple scratches, but it was barely noticeable, and it holds up really well. And then even like to an extent, like with the real high end ones, like the true Masterpiece version of this, you're going to be able to like send it back to Peter and he'll repolish it for you. Like that's like part of the program. So that's something later down the line that he's working on. So, more details for that, will be released, as time goes on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're like, they will get a little thrashed. All skates do, but they're not, it doesn't look the same as when a plastic skate gets beat up, and you're not like, I mean, this stuff's indestructible. I could smash it on the ground right now and it wouldn't do anything to it. Like they're pretty solid as they come. But I mean, they're skates. They'll get scuffed up. Like there's no way around it if you fall and do things. But they can be fixed. They can be repaired. And he's even done the livery editions that he's done where he adds a layer of paint to it to look a certain way, and then he'll lacquer over the top of that.
This can be like painted and like, be in different colors. So like that could be an option. They haven't really gotten 100% on all that yet, and that's why I'm saying it's like more to come. More details to follow with that.
Got it.
But they're working on a lot of like the stuff that they are planning is pretty significant, and like it's going to be I'm not going to say game changer, obviously, because like I don't like using that word, but it's going to be significant, and like it's going to be an eye opener.
This skate alone, when it came out, was a game changer. Like no one had ever seen a full carbon like something like this with minimalist.
How many people like picked that up at Winter Clash and were just like, what? Like I remember like even like Sam Croft came over and Sam like picked it up and was like, whoa, mate, like, whoa, this is light. Like it was like blowing people's minds, and it was definitely, I think, the most talked about thing at that contest. For
when
sure.
you take the frames off this skate and you just have the shell and the lining piece because they're integrated into one thing, it's more lightweight than like a MyFit crown liner. Like,
didn't someone
wild.
someone make like a funny video? They were like, you could buy a Fiat or a Super Leggera.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why would you buy a Fiat anyways? Like, that's a terrible car.
Yeah.
Sorry if anyone has that. My bad.
Yeah,
We're in America.
I
We don't have
Yeah.
Fiats. Fiat's big
Heard
in
in my
Europe.
driveway.
Yeah. Are Fiats
Yeah.
allowed in? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're in the US. Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, no, I have a Fiat 500 in my driveway, so we're gonna go ahead and end the
nice.
interview right now.
Sorry.
and,
I thought you had
no,
a
I'm kidding.
lease.
My bad.
No, totally kidding. I actually don't have a Fiat 500. I was totally kidding.
Oh, okay.
Spook, it's not Spook, but Tree. So Tree always has good questions, and
Oh, here we go. with
Here we
trees
go.
and shit.
so how does it feel working with a company with a polarizing image? How do you handle the criticisms?
Yeah, I mean that's a valid question. I'm the new one on the team for all that fun stuff. I mean, here's the thing. Every story, there's three sides to it. There's your side, there's their side, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. Adapt has decided to kind of be quiet on some of the stuff that's happened and just not really acknowledge it because some of it's not worthwhile. I joined Adapt in 2023. I've been working with them since 2017. I wasn't here when some of that stuff transpired, but I know like some of the positions that Peter's had, like with the Levy situation, for instance, and that's a big one. Like they came here on vacation and their pro rider who just got a pro skate for him walked and sent them an email and that was it. Like, of course they're going to be frustrated. They have to scrap their plans for what they're doing. They have to go in and revamp the website. They have to change everything. Like there's a lot of challenges there. And some of the other stuff that happened, like I think we've got a sliver of the story, but some of the polarization that people see is blading media outlets going out and creating stories and saying things, but not doing the correct journalism. Like we're here talking to you,
Sure.
Ben. We're happy to give you any information you want to know. We're happy to talk through it. But like no one has ever reached out to anyone on the team. No one's ever reached out to me. No one's ever reached out to Peter and Olga. The only person who did was Brandon Drummond, and he got an honest response from Peter. And it was heartfelt and it was also tough, like it wasn't the words that everybody wanted to hear, but he was honest in the words that he said. And it probably could have used a little better English translation, but at the same time, like I think there's a level of the story that a lot of people don't know, and Adapt just doesn't want to engage into it because they don't want to create drama. They don't want to do anything else. Of course, there's things that every brand has done that isn't great. There's things with relationships that have soured everywhere on earth. Like it's just inevitable. But I think some of what you're seeing is manufactured from people. Like I'm not going to say that they're wrong, but the amplification of that manufacturing is what's happening. Like if anybody out there wants to know the story, be a fucking journalist and come and talk to us. Like ask us for our side, like have an honest conversation. But to say like, oh yeah, I walked past your booth at Winter Clash and I saw this stuff. Like you never came past our booth. You never came and did anything. Like I think there's a level of dishonesty that's being created. And of course, there's some negativity that exists too. And there's some negativity here, but like we work with Adapt. We love Adapt. I love Peter and Olga. I know them very personally. I went up to them and said, I want to come and join your brand, even through all this shit, because I know the people that they are. And I know that some of the shit that's happened is not true at all. So, I mean,
it's to Tree's question, like I love working with them. Like I'm in this similar situation with him. I joined in 2020. So after all the stuff happened, and when all that happened, I looked to the team riders. Like I looked to mainly Julian, Russell, and Sem because they've been there long time. Like I think Julian's been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
So and I asked all of them flat out. I'm just like, what's going on? Blah blah blah. And like all of them were like, this has been blown out of proportion, and like it's just chaotic. And so I trust them, and those guys are all my friends, and and Peter and Olga have been dealt a hand, and unfortunately, like it's all like he said, it's he said, she said, and then somewhere in the truth is in the middle, and so the only thing that I can do and we can do is working for Adapt is to always put our best foot forward and be a representative of like integrity and like just try to show what we can in a positive light. And that's why, happy to answer the question from Tree, because like, it's a very valid question. And we do our best to navigate things. Like, I'm not going to lie, like some of the negative videos have for sure gotten to me. It's like you're skating, you're at a high level and you're trying to, be a sponsored skater. And then you have to deal with these videos. And it's like, I ride for the brand, and then the negative videos, the people in charge of those videos don't even come and even ask me a question about it. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, me, some of these people do know me personally. It's like, hey, a quick reach out doesn't hurt, but that's just how it is. And I'm not going to say them making videos is wrong. You're entitled to make any video that you want. That's the freedom we have. And that's what's great about media, because like we can, do things and spread new ideas and, help grow things, etc. But like sometimes this is how we're, in my opinion, social media and, even like, I don't know what you call your vlogging or what is it? What is
I just call it trash is all I call
trash. You're trash. Okay.
No, but he's like a streamer. Sorry, streamer. Yeah. I'm so bad at this. But it's like this is sometimes a little bit of the negative side to it, unfortunately. But
sure, you look, clickbait gets views, dramatic titles and drama gets views. Like it's just everybody's here for a story and they want it. But like in all honesty, to everybody who's on this call, like there's a lot that can be done from the journalistic side of this, and there's a lot of stories that have been spread that aren't complete or have been falsified. And I think there's a lot of missing stuff, and a lot of people have honestly like put them to a cross and said like, you guys are the Antichrist and everything's wrong with you and your brand. Like I've seen other brands do crazy shit too, and I'm not here to cast stones in glass house, like that kind of thing. It's the reality is like there's a lot more here, but they're just trying to press forward. Like
but what Whoopi just said, yes, that's exactly what we're saying. Like they are making the necessary steps to make things positive, and that this kind of stuff won't happen again, because again, like they are some of the best people in picking who they know will be a good representative of Adapt. They've learned over the years. In the beginning, they had so many people just wanting to ride for them. And then they realized they're like, we can't just have anybody on the team. Like we have to have people who are like-minded and like want to grow, but not, you get this type of person that just wants to get cash in and get out. That happens a lot in skating. And like, that's not Adapt. Like Adapt is like, you're in it for the long haul. And like, we're a company that's a slow growing thing. They're not a company that's going to be like, hey, I made you a pro skate. Here's your $50,000 of royalties. Like, go in. That's not realistic. And so like, I think what has happened in the past is some riders just haven't had clear expectations of what was going to happen. And so now, even before I rode for them, Peter like laid out what the expectations were and what he could do for me. Like he laid it all out, because he's like, hey, I don't want any negative issues. I don't want any, problems down the road. And that was amazing. Like that's honestly, every company owner should do that with their riders. Like lay out a set of expectations and say, this is what I can do for you. This is how I can help you. And this is how I can help, you achieve your goals. And that's all you can do. And at the end of the day, like, blading, there's a lot of negativity around the videos around Adapt, but at the end of the day, like, hey, it's helping blading grow, because it's helping blading companies look at how they treat riders and make sure that they're treating them in the right light. So
yeah, I'll just say
we keep pushing.
The last part to close it out is like, we don't get paid to do this. Like John does off his royalties, but like we're not getting paychecks for doing any of this. And every morning we wake up and we choose the fights we want to fight and where we want to be. And every morning we wake up and like Peter and Olga are very close friends of ours, and we continue to proceed forward with Adapt because we believe in what it is. We know a lot of the truth of what's out there and what kind of went on. And like, it doesn't align with the people who we know, and it doesn't align with the reality of what happened. Like, that's the whole reason we're here. Like, it is a polarizing image and it's tough, but a lot of brands have gone through similar things and had similar issues. And I don't know what it is about, to vilify Adapt. Like, if the goal is to push them out of skating, like, I'll be honest, you guys almost did it. Like, there was a really good chance that like they were going to fold and just walk away. Like, I don't know if I should even say this, but like when I gained access to the social media accounts, like some of the shit, like prohibited words that I saw blocked, like some of the stuff some people said to that brand and the people behind it who are passionate and care about it, like straight up, you guys are fucking monsters. Like that's the reality. Like to not know the truth and just to vilify someone like that was pretty shit. But we're here on the other side of it and we're continuing to grow and we're continuing to push, and like things are changing with the brand. And, like this skate is unfortunately like coming to an end, but they're here for the long haul. They're here for the investment. They believe in what it is. And John and I and the rest of the team believe in who they are. So that's the truth.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys, we're almost right at an hour and a half. So we covered a lot, man. We covered a lot. So I will get off my lazy ass and put chapters on this interview. It's going to be about an hour and a half long. And so if you want to know about each and every little topic we talked about, it'll be on the little time slider bar at the bottom of your screen. Anything we didn't cover that you guys want to touch on?
When is he coming here?
Yeah.
We got to do a video.
Yeah. Come to San Diego.
Oh, can we play a game of Blade, John?
Yeah. Where do you want to play?
I'm not good enough.
Well, I mean, okay, 3-way game of Blade. Actually, I have some dice here.
I was gonna ask you if you wanted to come skate the Parkside rail, like that's the middle down rail with me and Hayden. Just not really play Blade, but just like a session. I think that would be cool.
I'm super down. Let's sesh. And then, dude, I'm just a content junkie, so a game of Blade with you would be super dope. And then you're just gonna smash me, but it'll still be fun to watch.
I'm like,
I don't know. I've beaten him a few times.
Yeah, he beats me on like P rails all the time, dude.
Did you play? Was it Hornish? Was it Chad? Who did you play? Or Shreddy? You played some Shreddy.
The day after Blading Cup, and I'm like, Ricardo, I'm in pain. He's like, no, it's good. It's good.
It's okay. We need the video.
The one thing I will say, the edit for this goes live in 2 hours at this point. So it'll be up on the Adapt YouTube. The skates go up for sale tomorrow. They'll be on Adapt's website. We do have some limited stock here in the US. So if you guys are interested, send us a DM, either right to John, or you can send it to mine, which is Never Go Full Derp, or the Adapt page. You can send it to any one of those. We'll get you hooked up with the skates and what we can do to get them shipped out to you. I have some more sizes. They're in transit right now. I have I think one pair right now. We have these 7s, which are already accounted for. And then we have some 6s that are also accounted for or not accounted for. So I have some 6s. But if you're interested, like I'm happy to get you hooked up with those as quickly as we can. But yeah, man, like it's
thanks for the opportunity. Thank you for letting us come here and talk. It's like awesome.
Yeah, dude, anytime. You guys are always welcome on, dude. You guys are my Florida homies. We're all Florida men here. So
that's
literally
where we need to do a sesh. We need to do a sesh in Florida.
I'm down, dude. I'm super down. Hey, fireworks, let's go. Sick, man. Well, dude,
I think if you do one, it does like lasers. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, a little bubble. Man, I gotta figure my life out here and figure out how to do that. Anyway, dudes, thanks for coming on. I'll link to everything we talked about down in the description below. John, congrats so much on your second pro boot, man.
Thanks, man.
John Fromm
Thank you.
2.
Appreciate that.
And then just super last thing, Trev, if people want a handmade collection skate, they have up until Jan 21.
Correct. So January 21st is the last time. Any amount of orders that go through between now and the 21st will be fulfilled. If you order on the 22nd, those skates will not be available any longer, and there is no option above and beyond.
And that's not just this skate. Like you can also get, the Black Brutale. You can get a custom. Also, my white is still available. Like they sold through all the original stock, but they can get the leather printed up until the 21st. So you can still get the white one if you're interested as well.
Yeah.
Sick.
And if you're here stateside and you want a complete version of the black one, I have a few.
We have a few
frames and wheels left.
We have a few available to do in completes. Yeah.
Sick, guys. I love what you're doing. Keep it up. And again, anytime you want to come back on, man, just let me know.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Ben.
that. Thanks, Ben. Have a good one.
All right, guys,
man.
take it easy. See ya.
See ya.